You are listening to a programme from BBC Radio 4.
The Reverend Dr Giles Fraser, who's priest in charge of St Mary Newington. Good morning, Giles.
Morning, Sarah. As we've just been hearing, they said it was the truth, in big, bold capital letters right across the front page. And according to The Sun, the truth was this: some fans picked the pockets of victims, some fans urinated on the brave cops. All total rubbish, of course. And later The Sun apologised, but they weren't the only ones to get it so very badly wrong. St Matthew's Gospel has it thus in the Sermon on the Mount: "Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you." We have another phrase for it now: victim blaming. It's been a long journey for the families of the men, women and children who died at Hillsborough's Leppings Lane Terrace on the 15th of April 1989. Indeed, it included the longest jury proceeding in British legal history, and over all these years, layers of lies and official cover-up have been gradually discovered and discarded. A few days after the tragedy in Sheffield Cathedral, Dr John Habgood, then the Archbishop of York, said this in his sermon: "The truth will out." And what kind of truth will it be? Well, now we know that many lives could have been saved if it wasn't for failures by the police in charge who mismanaged a dangerous crush. We now know that some police also withheld evidence, amended statements, and told lies about the supporters, trying to cast them in the role of drunken hooligans. "Thou shalt not bear false witness" is the 9th of the 10 Commandments. It's one of the foundation stones of moral civilization in the Judeo-Christian tradition. And it took decades of struggle by the families of the Hillsborough victims for the truth to be officially told, exonerating the fans and their behaviour on that terrible day. Over this time, many Hillsborough families refused to accept death certificates that included the misleading description "accidental death." Now, however, we can publicly bear witness to the truth. It was unlawful killing, and there's something profoundly healing about being able to say as much. Back in January, the Hillsborough families unanimously agreed that the 15th of this month was to be the final Hillsborough memorial service at Anfield. They all sang "Abide with Me," and former Everton striker Graham Sharp read from the 23rd Psalm: "Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, thou art with me," which is, I guess, a more explicitly religious version of Liverpool's favourite anthem, "You'll Never Walk Alone," which they also sang. People talk about moving on as if it were that easy. It's not. But grief does have its stages, and getting to the truth is one of them, and achieving justice is another. Though perhaps sufficient for today is this: 96 people were unlawfully killed because of what happened on that day. And may they all rest in peace.
That was Thought for the Day with the Reverend Dr Giles Fraser.